Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we are going to answer some heart and soul questions. Okay. I want to also say I'm going to try to keep these videos a little bit within the 40-minute range for sure. So what I do is I've gone through all these questions previous and written the answers down just because I don't want to waste that kind of time in finding those answers. Gives me more time to answer the questions. So, and I also want to give you a great big shout out. I continue to be amazed at and grateful for all of the supportive comments I'm getting from you as I venture out on this platform. And I'm enjoying it, and I hope that you are too. So here we go. And again, I'm going to probably read a little bit just so I don't miss anything. The first question is from Lori. Last initial is a P, Lori P. She says, I've always felt like the TV show Highway to Heaven, for any of you guys who remember that. She feels like the Highway to Heaven angel, where the angels go somewhere for a while and they help someone, and then they move on to somewhere else to help someone else. And let's see, I had to start my timer. This kind of thing has been through my whole adult life. I am wondering if I'm really angelic and that my purpose is to help people. I'm especially interested in natural health and wonder if this is an area I should focus on now, like frequency healing or something like that. So, okay, Lori, so as I tune into your question, I'm going to use a different pendulum today. This is let's see if I can get it steadied, my crystal or my just crystal quartz. Okay, so the answer I get for that is yes, you are from the angelic realm, like the sixth density, which is where the angel's angelic realm is. And I get that it was your last lifetime before this one. So it is one of your gifts that you have in this lifetime to be a helper and a protector. Okay. Your specialty or superpower, if you will, in this lifetime has been to be in the right place at the right time to render assistance. Your higher self has been leading you to consider the healing aspect of this assistance. So yes, find something in the natural healing frequency work that draws you in. That's a great choice. And it gives me, when I tuning into it, it gives me maybe one of the first places, see if I get the chain on there. One of the first places to start with this frequency healing would be singing bowls. So I'm not sure if you've thought of that. So that might be good. You also ask that, or you say that you had a tarot reading with someone that's pretty well known on social media, and that she helped you discover that in a past life, you were Elizabeth, John the Baptist's mom. So she was wondering if that was really true. And so again, as I tuned in, let me move this over here a little bit. As I tuned into that, okay, so I get a resounding yes. Was she in a past lifetime Elizabeth? So forward and backward again is my yes answer. So you were in that lifetime of the Essenes, and yes, you were the mother of John the Baptist. So I asked this question in many ways, in many different ways to double check, and it does give me that yes answer. So that's very cool. So I hope that those answers help you, and thank you for sending them in. We're next going to go to Mary. And Mary says, I'm 70 years old and have been seeing stars or lights in the sky for over 5 years that will move around a bit when I look at them. Last week, I was staying at a vacation home and found the star that I'm drawn to. And it went crazy, zooming far left and then far right across the sky. This was new and it felt wonderful. Is this my star family trying to tell me something? And thank you in advance. So she says she's also planning to take the dowsing class that I have, and that will be great. I am excited for you. So my answer to that question for you is I do get that what you're seeing is they are your galactic family, your ET family. They look like stars to you, but they are spaceships. I get that they are like a blue race, like the blue avians from Orion. and they have been around you for most of your life. Okay. And they are happy that and that you are noticing them. I get that when you saw that particular star zooming around more obvious and erratic than the others in the past, it was first of all because you found them. So you picked out that star that you liked, and that made them happy. Plus, you were in a different place, the vacation home and stuff. So you were in a different spot and probably enjoying yourself. And they were extra playful and happy about that. I get that you will continue to see them. They are excited for you and watching humanity in general, watching us move forward. Know that you, your higher self is connected to them. So you can ask them questions too. So that's where that pendulum class, I mean, once you start to use your pendulum and get comfortable with it, you'll be able to be more assured with when you ask questions to them and your higher self. So that's very cool. Next, I'm going to go to Georgina. She's from the Netherlands, and there's several questions. We're going to just kind of go through all of them, I think, because she's waited a long time. She says, I just turned 70 and until now hardly have or don't have any ascension symptoms. I would love to know if I'm ascending despite not having any symptoms. And then my second question, I would love to know if I'm going to have gifts, which I will be able to share. And if so, what will my gifts be like? And her last question is, I'll go to that later here. Well, let's do the first one here. Let's answer the first one about her ascension symptoms. And I get that your body really is going through some subtle changes. So you may not be as aware. So it says roughly for about 2 years now, for instance, like your high-pitched ringing of the ears. And I know that all throughout, you know what I mean? When we really pay attention, we'll get that. But we kind of don't pay much attention to it, or I hadn't in the past too much. I recognized it and didn't think much of it. But it says for about 2 years, you've had the ringing of the ears, which is definitely a symptom. It's also, you know, the downloading of codes and so forth. But remember, we are all on our individual journey. So it says that, yes, you are ascending. And I get that you are 100% crystalline, which at this point, all of us pretty much in this particular time and searching and looking for these kind of answers are already crystalline. And all 12 of your strands of DNA are activated. And I guess I would say just be kind of happy that you're not going through any severe ascension symptoms. So that's awesome. And then when you talk about your gifts, I got that, well, certainly our gifts are related to our talent and skill set here in this lifetime. Everyone has unique talents, and much of the time we don't really see them that way. So it says teaching is what comes up for you. I get that you may have taught younger children in this lifetime, I'm not sure, but either way, it says that you are good at teaching, and that those skills will definitely be used on all ages moving forward. And because we will be able to create with joy instead of fear, you and everyone will jump into various gifts and talents as our world changes and the need is made known. It will be so much easier and different than we've ever, experienced here on Earth. Hard to explain, but no reason to worry about the specifics. It will be wonderful no matter what we do. We will also be living a lot longer, and we'll have many, many years to change it up. Okay. So let's see. So the question about, I am on my own now for about 12 years, and I have learned to be happy being alone with my 2 dogs and my cat. But I would also love to have a new partner, and I'm wondering if I will meet someone with whom I will be able to experience a loving relationship. So regarding the relationship issue, when I tuned in, it told me, again, we're not going to hang our hat on the amount of time as far as that goes, but it did say about 3 years from now, you may meet a man by the name of Benjamin or Ben. So it actually spelled out a name. Life will be very different by that time. Who knows how, but it'll be very different. and good, a very good way. And the two of you will be very connected, very in sync, and you will enjoy a very long life together. So that's very encouraging. You also had another question that we're going to go to. And you said, ever since I was a little girl, my energy level is very low, sometimes extremely low. I would love to know if this has anything to do with a former life or something to do with this life. So, is there a message in there for me? If possible, what can I do to change it? So the low energy thing. Well, I get that, yes, you did have lifetimes previously, which were fast-paced and very busy. You chose to experience the complete opposite in this lifetime and have a more relaxed pace. But over the years, that pace has translated into the low energy levels of which you have found disruptive and difficult, not as relaxing as you thought. So first, you can acknowledge the lesson learned and forgive yourself for creating it. Moving forward, though, especially in removing our traumas and contracts, you can talk to your higher self and basically cancel that and create a new contract for renewed abundant energy for your body. So you can just say, I'm done with that. I've learned my lesson. It's time to move on and create a new contract. So anything more on that? Nope. So we're good. Okay. Well, I hope that helps you, Georgina. So we are going to go to Audrey. Audrey says, many years ago, I was parked off the side of the road on a moonless night near Yellowstone National Park. There was a spacecraft over my car, and they paralyzed me, but not my boyfriend. He was observing from outside the car while I was immobile and could not open my eyes. After about 5 minutes, they left, and I awoke and was terrified, screaming to him or for him to get back into the car. Who were they, and what were their intentions, and why was I paralyzed? So my answer to that, or when I tune in, it says, I get that incident actually lasted 20 minutes, so longer. So they actually bent time, which I think happens quite often. Not sure if your boyfriend was already outside of the car, but that made him easy pickings, or he was really accessible. They took him up and got, I think, tissue samples, or, it wasn't really great. It wasn't a good thing. They got him, and I get that they did install some kind of a tracker or implant on him. He didn't remember it. They basically used some kind of a stun gun or whatever they do to you, which, caused you to be paralyzed, as you say, and not knowing what happened, but to keep you also from interfering in the situation and having another issue to deal with. So it also, so that you didn't remember, like I said. And I don't get that you were taken or you were affected. You had to scream to get him snapped back for the moment, as his memory had been erased, and obviously he was kind of stunned as well. So I do get that it probably was the tall and grays that were involved with this. Is that what we got? And they did this to your boyfriend. Like I say, it wasn't good, and it may have caused him problems later in life. I'm not really sure. I didn't go into really in depth, but I got that it probably didn't help his situation. So I do get that these kind of incidents, have happened quite often in those kinds of forested areas. And every once in a while, people would have experiences, and then they would be not believed, or they would be made fun of for trying to bring those up. But the main thing is, it wasn't a good intention. You were kept safe, or you were safe, because they did do that to your boyfriend. So hope that helps. We're going to go to Darlene, and she says, this question pertains to an incident where I found that my car wouldn't start after shopping. I was very disturbed because here I am, a 75-year-old widow with no one to assist me at this time. And I had, she was she couldn't get it started. She says, I said a prayer and I looked around to see if someone at the trunk of their SUV. When I approached, I found a very handsome, buff African man who was very willing to assist. He opened the passenger side of the SUV and had a brand new, still in the box, car charger or battery charger. He charged my car and he warned against stopping anywhere other than the auto shop. Who was this man? I have felt that he was just there to help me. Okay, Delene. Basically, I do get that this entire thing really, it was orchestrated by one of your guardian angels. The key here is that you asked or prayed, for guidance, okay? Your guardian angel picked him to be available to you just when you needed his assistance. These little happenstance moments do occur to us all throughout our lives. We just don't really connect the dots a lot of times. Maybe people are more so now, but a lot of things, if you really think back, how many times you may have been in trouble and you were helped out. Now, it's my understanding that certainly your guardian angels, from what I hear, you come in with a certain amount of guardian angels. I do get that you have 4 guardian angels and they stay with you for your whole life, I think, for the most part. Your spirit guides will change. You'll have different numbers of those depending on what's going on in your life. But when it comes to your guardian angels, I think, certainly they'll keep you protected. Like if your life is in danger and things like that, although sometimes if your life is in danger and you have the time, you're going to call out too, but they really can't interfere too much unless you ask. So the key here too was that you asked for help. So that's great. So you were right. Your guardian angels, our guardian angels are working for us. So that's a beautiful thing. We're going to go to Patricia. She goes by Trish. She is in Melbourne, Australia. Her question is about her mother. She says her mother is in a nursing home for about a year now. She is 85 years old and has advanced dementia or Alzheimer's and not doing so well. Her mobility has also deteriorated since being in the nursing home. She has often said when she was, in a better condition that she's had enough and she's ready to go back to God, is how she would put it. I was her primary caregiver before she went into this facility. And it's so sad to see her in this state. And I feel like she would do better if her wish were granted. So my question, of course, is, will she make the ascension or will she get her wish? I was wanting to purchase a frequency machine which would go under her bed to help her heal. But because I would have to use her money to do it, and my family, her other children, was so against it, I've let that go. So I was wondering if I should still purchase it and will it make a difference? So, well, bless you, Trish. My heart goes out to you. I kind of went through this a while ago with both of my folks, and it's really tough. I mean, in different ways, but it's really hard to see your family going through this. So, watching your, let's see, I get that she will not ascend. Okay, so I do get that it was not in her plan. And I don't get that a walk-in is in the plan either. Okay. Let's see. Very difficult. Let's see. A dance confusion. I've often wondered, basically what I want to say is that, again, I've often wondered why some people linger in these states where they don't really seem to be doing anything. Doesn't make sense why they're still alive here and they are relying on other people. So basically I get too that it could be that this is some kind of a lesson then for the people that they're around, whether it's other family members or caregivers or whatever. So they choose, they know that this is going to happen, which is kind of still an interesting concept to get by. So they allow this and they allow the other people to get the lessons they need. So I do also get that the frequency machine may give her some good therapy, but it will not do anything to change her situation. Okay. If you wish to purchase it for yourself, to feel better, that's fine, but it won't be anything significant for her. So, and remember, that if she chooses to not ascend and chooses to go, it's still okay. Okay, we're infinite. Okay, so thinking of you for that situation. Going to go to Deborah. She says, I am from a very deeply religious background, and I've never felt right about it. I couldn't get any of my questions answered, and it had caused so much difficulty today between me and my mom. So I am in a process of healing. I am learning that I have tremendous intuition that has been so suppressed. Can you give me any information on my purpose and what I'm here to do? She says, also, I have a beautiful daughter. She is on the spectrum, very empathetic and intuitive as well, has had so much trouble dealing with anxiety. She is so stressed out about what's coming. She says, I don't know how to help her. I believe she has great abilities and so much potential, and so afraid of making wrong decisions. She said her daughter is dealing with not wanting to be here anymore, and every day is a struggle. So any suggestions? Okay, so Deborah, we're going to, in talking about the mother, the religious beliefs, you chose your mom because of her religious beliefs. Okay, is that true? And you wanted to help her understand more than what she was getting from the church. It had kept you back as well. In your healing journey, make sure, if you haven't yet, to truly thank your mom for the experience and forgive her for the difficulty you've had along the way. Release yourself also from wishing this to happen, that you wished for that life. I get that you were one of the Essenes and understood perfectly the connection to source and the teachings of the ascended masters. Your goal in this life was to pass on that knowledge, but it was challenging for you in that household. I do get also that your daughter was also in that lifetime, the Essenes, and she is allowing the fear-based narratives to overshadow what she intuitively knows. It's causing her much distress and confusion because she's not listening to her intuition. I get that she's still on the fence. She's still deciding on what she's going to do in the ascension process. She's not thinking about a walk-in so far, but know that that's always a possibility. If she does leave, she wants to come right back, it said. So, and realize you were in lifetimes before together, and you will have lifetimes again in the future together. So I'm not sure how, like I say, when you're doing these kind of questions and you start asking it, it can lead you to other questions. And so it did tell me that it's basically because you did have a life at the time of Jesus and all that, when they were trying to do the same thing we're doing now, you wanted to come back and experience something else and make a difference. So that's why you chose your mom and that family. So I hope that helps you. Going to go to Rhonda. She says, I'm working hard on cleaning my past along with any of the others in my family. I actually thought I was done, but my third eye won't open. I'm the only one left from all 6 family members, so I know I'm here for a reason. I've always led with my heart, and I've always had faith in my life. I'm 66 now, but I'm not sure how to move forward because my husband wants to move with a lot of land for us to have a farm or a ranch. I want to live by water where I can do my crafts, my cooking, and have a big window to look out of while doing so. That sounds glorious. I was born and raised in Texas. I was 29 when I met my husband, and he is 6 years younger than me. Am I supposed to live on a ranch or by water, or both? I've always felt closer to God in areas with water flowing, in areas that's also what makes me relax. Flowing water. I want also to do 2 humanitarian projects. I'd like to purchase a couple of med beds for the elderly in this area, along with the children who are very ill. She has a chiropractor friend who can manage it. She also wants to purchase a building for the children for some homeschooling, because she knows some good teachers, good and loving teachers who would do the homeschooling for them so they can get out of the system. Am I going to be able to fund these humanitarian projects? And where am I going to be at? Or like, what should I do? So let's see here. Whoops, I'm about ready to drop my chain here. Okay. You will definitely be able to fund your humanitarian projects, okay? As there's such an abundance of money for those things. And basically, you've already been getting the plans in motion. So the people, the powers, whether it's the white hats, the ETs, whoever is aware, they know of your projects. And basically, your projects will get established, and it will domino into new projects very similar in other places that you will help to initiate as well and delegate their operations. I get that initially you may want to stay at the ranch or have the ranch farm kind of thing in the beginning. That property also might be conducive to another humanitarian project involving gardening or growing organic herbs or food, and used as a teaching situation to teach people to be able to do that. So that would kind of be a natural thing too. So utilizing the resources that you have available now, and know that as we create our golden age, I see us having the ability to travel easily and have more than one place to live. So it'd be easy for you to find a property that has the flowing water you desire, maybe a completely different situation. But then not really knowing where in Texas you're at, but and the manifestation thing is big too. You can create it. Is possibly a ranch that has a nice flowing creek, spring, has its own spring. And it would be kind of like the best of both worlds in a way. But just know, I do see that your future has both sides of the coin, if you will. And I think that in the future, most of us, we might have a place we call home or the home base, but we'll have maybe several places that we go to enjoy. So it'll be an interesting thing to scope out together. So I hope that helps you. So either way, you'll be fine. Sounds pretty exciting. Going to go to Tina. She says, I've always been a strong and independent being with only a few good friends, and I love being alone. But for the last couple of years, I've been connecting with other light workers, as spirituality and inner work is important to me. But I feel so different, like I'm not at the same resonance with anybody actually. I can see and feel the big picture of things energetically, and I feel I'm always protected. I'm able to chat with others, but I don't seem to have the energetic resonance with anyone, even the spiritual community. Don't get that. What is that? And let's see here. And she also wonders what her star family is, but we'll go to that question after that. So the first question answered is, I get that you are in fourth density positive, moving to fifth density. You've had many lifetimes in Middle Earth. I get as a dragon, because I asked, what kind of a being were you in the Middle Earth? I've tried all of them, and it goes back to the dragon. So you had other lifetimes as a human and even as an ET, but you had more lifetimes as a dragon. So different types of dragons. Sometimes you were a small dragon and you were tied more to the fairy realm or the fairies. Other times you were large, protective, and magical. So they are also your favorite lifetimes. You connect and resonate with all things Middle Earth and elemental. So it makes sense that you would understand and connect to the magic and the light workers, and the things that we're learning. So that would resonate with you to a point, but then find it somewhat off at the same time. Okay. So your second question then was asking about a star family. Which star family am I from? And can my other lives affect my social skills today? I'm quite sensitive and I have a kind and loving heart, but I feel like I'm in a different frequency than most other people. There's even occasions when I feel like I'm rather invisible, so it causes frustration. So I get that your frequency is vibrating well over 1,000. I mean, you are pretty high vibe right now. So people at a much lower frequency, if you're around some of them, would not be necessarily as aware of your presence, but your sensitivity is heightened because of the high level that you're at, and because it is in your nature to be sensitive and in your heart space. So again, magic and playfulness is huge in those past lives. Regarding your star family, I do interpret that as a galactic family is what you're asking. So I get that you had about 3 lifetimes in the galactic, and it gives me the race of the in the Pleiades, it said, and the race is called Anasazi, Anasazi, I don't know. Anyway, that's what it gave me. So yes, our skills and talents we have in this lifetime are definitely a representation of other lifetimes for sure, because think about it, we are, it's us. I mean, like source, higher self, each time we come into a new life, it's still us experiencing. It's just that from like in this life, we were usually born without that memory. So it's pretty cool. It is, and a lot of times people don't really think of their talents or their abilities as being a gift, but it is. So I hope that helps you, Tina. And we are going to go to Vicki. She says, my question is regarding my adult son. He has had many health issues in his life, stemming from meningitis at age 4, which left him with epilepsy and cognitive problems. I have often wondered why he chose such a tough go of this time around. He, even with the issues, he's held a job as a school janitor for over 20 years. He is a sweet, gentle soul and takes pride in doing his work well. However, his supervisor now of the last 2 years has made his work life unbearable and miserable. This person is heartless with no compassion and at times a bully. Do you see this work situation for him improving? Do you get a time frame for a resolution? I feel in my heart that he will be healed one day, but in the meantime, what can we do to improve his brain health? It said his health. I get that most likely sometime this summer. I mean, sometime in the near future. Hate to even use some of those words, but yes, his situation will change. Okay, couple things. It's likely that the job might not even exist anymore. I mean, if systems go down like we're figuring they will, or your son will no longer need to work a job, at least for money, a regular job, because the financial situation will change. We're going to be moving, very soon into the place where everybody has enough. Everybody is well cared for, and they can spend more time with family, spend more time. They don't have to work in order to pay off things and for a living. They can work and do things if they enjoy it. And then he would be open to finding something different if he wanted to. But I do get into tuning further that your son came into this life knowing that it would be challenging, and that was part of the point, to learn how to be happy and content even in the face of difficulties. He knew that you would be a good and encouraging and supportive parent. So, and yes, he will be healed and restored at some point moving forward in this ascension process. Again, there's going to be, the frequency healing, all the methods of getting us restored. It is in the cards. Okay. So I don't know. I would say just keep doing what you're doing with him. Maybe if it's really that bad, he just leaves. But we're also, again, with the changes, these bullies, these people who are negative and low vibe, we don't have a place in our new world for these people. So they'll be gone. So possibly that would change, or the whole job would be gone. So either way, it's going to be okay. He's going to get through it. And yes, he'll be healed. And you guys will both live, very happy lives and be together for a long time. So anyway, I think that covers the questions for this time. Again, I want to thank you for joining and for watching, and for sending all the love and all the support here. And I appreciate all the questions, so keep them coming. And I just want to say, the divine within me bows to the divine within you. What do they say? Namaste. Okay, until next time, guys. Bye-bye.